Dr. Anand Ranganathan, the moderator, engages Sadhguru in a thought-provoking conversation about intelligence, intellect, science and human perception. Anand Ranganathan, commonly known as Dr. Anand Ranganathan, is an Indian scientist, professor, author and public intellectual. The full episode is more than 2 hours. I have already spent that much time watching it, so I want to save you time. Here are the main points in just 6 minutes. There are a total of 8 questions, and here we'll explore Sadhguru answer to each one. Let's begin with the first question. The first question by the moderator. Why do human beings ask questions? Sadhguru answered beautifully. A question is a tool to dig deeper. We ask questions because our perception is incomplete. We collect pieces of information from our parents, teachers, book, society and social media. But having many pieces doesn't necessarily means we understand the whole picture. Imagine you are looking at a huge jigsaw puzzle but you have only 20 pieces. You can study those 20 pieces very carefully but you still don't know what the complete picture looks like. That's how human knowledge often works. Your parents tell you one thing, your teachers tell you another, society give you another perspective and social media give you thousands of opinions. So why do we ask questions? Because somewhere inside we realize, I know something but I don't understand everything. The second question by the moderator. Why do humans need to find explanation for everything, unlike other creatures? Sadhguru answered, human beings have tremendous intelligence, but our perception hasn't necessarily developed to the same level. Therefore, our intelligence can become unstable. Imagine giving a very powerful computer to someone who doesn't know how to operate it properly. The computer isn't the problem. The problem doesn't know how to use its power effectively. Human intelligence is similar. We can imagine the future, remember the past, analyze situations and create possibilities that don't even exist yet. But this enormous capacity can also create fear. For example, an animal sees a predator and runs. Once the danger disappears, the animals usually return to its normal state. A human being can experience the same danger, go home, lie in bed and think, what if it happens again tomorrow? The danger is gone but the mind keeps creating it. The third question by the moderator. Why does our intelligence sometimes create suffering? Sadhguru answered, stress, anxiety and unpleasantness can happen when our own intelligence turns against us. Someone sent you a message saying, we need to talk. That's all they say. Nothing bad has actually happened but within minutes your mind may create 10 different stories. Did I do something wrong? Are they angry with me? Did something happen? Am I going to do something? The other person hasn't created the suffering, your own thoughts have created it. That is what makes human being unique. Our intelligence can create extraordinary technology, art, science and civilization but the same intelligence can also create fear, anxiety and unnecessary suffering. The fourth question by the moderator. Isn't intelligence simply a tool for survival? Sadhguru answered, no. If survival were the only goal, human beings wouldn't need such enormous intellectual capabilities. Let's take an example. Look at birds. A bird doesn't have universities, engineering degrees, business school or smartphones, yet it knows how to find food, build a nest, reproduce and survive. Many creatures are extremely efficient at survival without possessing human level intellect. So human intelligence gives us something beyond survival. A human being doesn't just ask, how can I survive? We ask, why am I here? What is the purpose of life? What happened after death? Can I experience something beyond ordinary existence? The fifth question by the moderator. Is intellect overrated? Sadhguru answered, yes. If we confuse intellect with intelligence. Imagine two people. One person read hundreds of books about swimming. They know everything about strokes, breathing techniques and water currents. The second person knows very little theory but has learned how to swim beautifully. Who can actually swim? The second person. This illustrates the difference between information and experience. Intellect collects and processes information. Intelligence in Sadhguru explanation is connected to perception. You can know everything about happiness intellectually and still be miserable. You can read thousands of books about meditation but never actually experience inner stillness. The sixth question by the moderator: what should we do when AI can give us answers instantly? Sadhguru answered, the arrival of technology doesn't necessarily mean human beings become useless. Instead, we need to ask what new possibilities we can create. When calculator became common, people worried that students would no longer need to learn arithmetic, but mathematics did not disappear. When computer replaced many repetitive tasks, new professions emerged, and now AI can answer questions, summarize information, generate images, write code, and perform many other tasks. So instead of asking, will AI take my job? We can ask, what can I learn or create that AI cannot replace or that become most powerful when combined with AI? The challenge isn't necessarily technology itself. The challenge is whether human being can adapt. The seventh question asked by the moderator: what is the biggest problem with modern human beings? Sadhguru answered, we have enormous capabilities, but our perception hasn't developed enough to use those capabilities wisely. Imagine giving a child the keys to a very powerful car. The child may have the ability to press the accelerator, but that doesn't mean they have the maturity to drive safely. Humanity has incredible technological power. We can modify nature, create nuclear weapons, manipulate genetics, develop artificial intelligence, and travel into space. But the important question is, just because we can do something, does that mean we should do it? Capabilities without perception can become dangerous. Last but not least, what is the most important thing we should develop? Sadhguru answered, we should develop perception and experience rather than simply accumulating information. Imagine someone who has read 100 books about the Himalayas but has never actually seen the mountain. Another person has never read those 100 books but has stood on a mountain, felt the cold wind, watched the sunrise, and experienced the vastness of the landscape. Who has more information? The first person, but who has actually experienced the Himalayas? The second person. Life is similar. You can collect thousands of facts about happiness, relationship, success, spirituality, and life. But information about life is not the same as experiencing life. Now, the question is for the audience: are you actually experiencing your life, or are you spending most of your time collecting information about how to live it?